On dragon wings. The innkeeper is cleaning the last of the goblets and whipping off tables when they come in. Mary's heart drops into her stomach at the empty, clean hall with only the fewest candles lit. She looks at Clem, who has the same dread-filled look on his face. Hoping against all hope, they approach the older woman, to see if she will offer them a room. "Miss, I know we are late, but if you could please give us a room, just one single room for tonight, we would be forever grateful," Clem says to her, green eyes pleading. Pulling out her pouch at her hip, Mary shows her the coins inside. "We will pay you double. All we need is a place to sleep tonight. We could even sleep here in the hall if we must." The older, graying woman looks between them cynically, already knowing what is happening, and what they are doing. Having seen it all too many times. Still, she sighs, gesturing them over to the counter where she keeps her records, and assigns them into a small room furthest away from the hall, only charging them the standard for her lodging. The young couple thanks her, nearly crying with relief and gratitude, before taking their key and making their way to the room. Watching them leave seems to lessen her scowl. Their room isn't much, but neither of them need it to be. A single bed and a writing desk with quill, ink and several pieces of parchment. Several unlit candles and a window with dark grey curtain. Once fully in the room, the two seem to breathe in deeply for the first time that night. Mary quickly opens the curtain over their small window, and opens the pane wide. Clem takes the chair at the small desk and jams it under the door, as well as locking it from the inside before moving to light the candles. Then they stop, and turn to one another. The next second they fall into one another in a tight embrace. Almost too tight to be comfortable, but neither could manage to care. While they were still in danger, things seemed to be okay. If they could make it through tonight, if their families could hold off the patrol of dragons, they could finally get away. Both of them could be free, and together as well. Despite the happiness, their embrace still shook. While they tried to calm themselves, Mary buried her face into Clem's chest, and him into her chestnut-colored hair. "They were so close, Mary. I barely missed the patol as it went past my house. But you made it," she replied, laughter in her voice. "You're here and you made it. We can do this, Clem. Just tonight, then the wind can carry us away." Clem laughs in reply, holding her face and leaning forward to kiss her forehead, making her smile and lean more into him. Eventually the tenderness makes her reach up and kiss whatever she could reach, ending up gently pressing her lips onto his chin. So he kisses her cheek. Finally, they decided to sit on the bed while they continued to hold one another for dear life. Soon the stress of their escape from the city wore on them, and they moved to lay back on the large bed. Clem didn't remove his shoes or clothes, and Mary didn't even loosen the ties of her dress as they got comfortable enough to drift off, knowing it was useless if their plan goes as it should. Mary settles herself on Clem's chest, and his heartbeat lulls her to sleep. Something she had pretending to have while trying to sleep for some months now, his presence beside her. Now that she had it, there was a grin on her face as she drifts off tucked in beside him. With an arm around her, Clem holds her as close he can until sleep allows his arms to fall to the bed. Though his lips still touch her hair, even when they wake up. Which happens with a bang on the door. Mary shoots up and begins to hyperventilate, and Clem is right behind her as the knock comes a second time. Without question, they go for the open window. Mary is climbing out and helping Clem out when the third, harsher knock comes. The move to go around the inn, when they see it. A large blood-red and snow-white dragon. Its teeth bared, and the sound of the most menacing growl as an armored man at his feet argues with the elderly innkeeper. Their hearts stop at the realization that they could be too late. However it happened, they had been found. Clem's instant thought was of his mother and sisters. What had happened to them? What was their punishment when they were found to be hiding him? But Mary, jerking his shoulder, snapped him out of it. Silently she points towards the forest behind the building. He looked into her amber eyes and sees his same fear in them. Then Clem remembers what he told her only a fortnight before when they decided to leave the city. "I trust you, more than anyone. Show me where you want to go, Mary, and I will follow you anywhere so long as you want me there." So he takes her hand and presses his lips to hers deeply for only a second before pulling away and nodding. Hand in hand, they make for the tree line, running as fast as their legs will carry them. Even so, it isn't enough when they hear a loud roar from above. A black dragon locks its gaze and direction on them. The couple manages to jump into the cover of large, old trees just as fire rains down on them. Mary looks up to the sky with the last shred of hope she has as they crouch together. Then a loud, but higher pitch roar erupted from the sky, and a larger, golden dragon flies into view. The black dragon, as well as the red and white one, change their course to attack the female dragon. For their trouble, they are met with blue fire and fierce claw as she grabs and flings them. Sylvia, I'm here. Sylvia, Mary cries out, moving to stand in the open. Her dragon partner's amber eyes focus on her now, and soon she feels the familiar wind of the dragon landing beside her. The stirrups fit her perfectly as she steps up, and the reins feel secure in her hand. Lending her spare one to Clem as climbs up behind her. The awe he feels is palpable, as the very lightest move of the creature's wings feels like it blows his blonde hair back and forth. Mary wants to laugh. She feels so brave and light now. This is what they had been waiting for. Now they can fight, they can fly to their freedom. Clem, darling, yes, promise me you'll hold on. Always, love, he says, tightening his grip on her waist as she moved to urge Sylvia forward while the black and red and white dragons come to land across from them. Fire in her amber eyes mirroring the dragon's eyes.